Siamo due fratelli, Mauro e Simone. Io sono Simone.
I'm Simone, and this is my brother Mauro. With our father Francesco and 2 employees, we farm an area of approximately 350 acres. We grow silage corn, CCM, and grain corn, as well as alfalfa for hay and silage. Secondary wheat, hay, and corn silage crops are grown on around 90 acres.
We are
currently milking 170 cows. There are also 25 dry cattle and 215 young cattle. We feed the animals with 6 different rations. A dry TMR for the calves from 3 to 10 months with 2 types of hay from permanent grasslands and alfalfa. 1.5 pounds of molasses, corn, and soy flour, and mineral feed. This ration is cut very short. This is important to us so that the animals cannot self-select. 3 weeks before calving, the cows are given a special ration in preparation for giving birth. We have only been making this ration since the Eranom has been in use. At the moment, for example, we only have 9 animals in the group for which we have not yet been able to make our own rations. We make another ration for the dry animals, 1 ration for the group 16 to 21 months, and 1 ration for the 10 to 16-month-old animals. There is a single ration for the lactating cows, which is offered 4 times a day on both sides of the barn. That is, a total of 8 mixtures. The dry cattle and young cattle are currently fed twice a day. That makes a total of 18 rations per day. The Eranom runs for about 18 hours, then stands idle for the remaining 6 hours. The robot consumes 40 kilowatt hours of electricity per day. This translates to about $10 per day. Before the Eranom, we needed around 13 gallons of diesel and 5 hours of labor a day for the same work. The cost of the fuel alone was 3 times as high as it is now for the Eranom. That is, around $14,100 per year, as opposed to about only $3,650 per year for the electricity. We now only need a half an hour to fill the feed bunk with hay, silage, or straw. We currently feed 8 components of roughage, 5 types of concentrate feed, and 3 different mineral or supplementary feed, in addition to molasses and water. The Eranom has now been in use for 2 weeks. The amount of labor saving is enormous. There is no comparison to before the Eranom, when we did it manually. We are still learning the full potential of the Eranom system. We currently see several positive aspects. Apart from the labor savings, we especially like the multiple distributions per day, so the animals always have fresh feed, and we can monitor and adjust the feed and production costs. In terms of performance, we have milked about 95 pounds of milk per cow per day in the summer months, with ingredients of 3.7% fat and 2.6% casein. So far, we have been able to maintain these numbers, but we haven't had the robot long enough to see the long-term values. We were already considering automatic feeding when planning our barns and researched it quite thoroughly, so it was quite easy to integrate the system. Agronomists, feeding consultants, and our veterinarian were all involved and helped us decide which system we should install. We looked at different robots in Northern Europe. Ultimately, we opted for the Hetwin Eranom because it is the only system that enables intensive shredding, as we often start with long fiber hay in Italy. As far as the mixing accuracy is concerned, we have already taken samples of the entire length of the feed table and are very satisfied. The advantage of the horizontal mixers is the exact cut and uniform mixing. The auger system rotates in both directions, so the entire container is mixed and the feed does not float up. A very good system in my opinion. The container fits 4 cubic meters. We have already made mixtures of 4,400 pounds for the dairy cows. But for now, we prefer to make mixtures of 2,200 pounds to 2,650 pounds and distribute them more often. The containers in the feed kitchen last for up to 3 days. However, we have to refill silage every day. The dosing milling rollers work very precisely and equally with all types of forage. This means that I can also switch between the supply containers if necessary. Filling is quick and very easy to do for anyone who can drive the loader.
Chiunque è capace di usare una pala.